Hey, good evening. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Daniel. I was a professional opera singer and beatboxer, and tonight we're going to be listening to All About That Bass performed by Postmodern Jukebox. So, I've heard the original. I think it's fine. I can't say that Meghan Trainor is my favorite vocalist in the world, but I've heard covers of the song, and I really enjoy how some people or some groups are capable of molding it into their own style between intense styles or whimsical and playful styles. So I'm really interested to hear how Postmodern Jukebox performs it and stylizes it, and I hope you all are as well. So without any further delay, let's just jump into it.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, and no trouble. I'm all about that bass, and no trouble. I'm all about that bass, and no trouble. I'm all about that bass,
Yeah, it's pretty clear. I ain't no size two, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. 'Cause I got that boom boom that all the boys are chasing, all the right junk in all the right places. I see those magazines working on Photoshop. You know that stuff ain't real. Come on and make it stop. If you got beauty, then raise them up, 'cause every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. My mama, she told me, don't worry about your size. She said, boys like got a little more booty to hold at night. You know I won't be no stick figure, silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Because you know I'm all about the bass.
Ah, those harmonies.
I'm all about the bass, no treble. I'm all about the bass, no treble. I'm all about the bass, I'm bringing booty back. Go ahead and tell those skinny ladies that.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just playing. I know you think you're fat, but I'm here to tell you every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Hey, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She said boys like a little more booty to hold at night. And I won't be no stick figure, silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Because you know I'm
Ooh, this is fun. That was fun. Oh, still going.
You see, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size.
Yeah, dude.
Because boys like a little more booty to hold at night.
Yeah.
You know I won't be no stick figure, silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass, I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass,
That was cute. Man, what a good groove. First, Their harmonies were really tight. The two musicians playing on the same double bass was a really cool touch. Just having the four hands on it and just not only creating the bass line, but also a melody on the same instrument. That was really cool. I've seen that done before, but it's not often that I ever see it. And just even being able to do it, let alone doing it well, takes exceptional skill. So honestly, kudos to them for pulling that out. And it's obviously a really great touch since they're using the double bass in the song. It's all about that bass. The background musicians were superb, as to be expected in Postmodern's style. And there's just so much charisma and character. This is the first Postmodern song that I've heard with Morgan and Ariana. I've heard Haley before, so this is a really nice addition to the vocal roster. And I really just enjoy expanding my Postmodern Jukebox repertoire. So what a wonderful tune. And all of their movements as well. They just really don't miss a beat. Even if they're not in the leading vocal line, their energy just contributes to whoever is singing the lead vocal line. And I really dig that. So let's just jump into the analysis.
Because you know I'm all about that bass.
Yeah, and his voice is actually really good too. His name is Casey? Yeah. His voice is very smooth, and it just has this nice intrinsic raspiness to it. It's really dope, especially to start the piece out with.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about...
No! It's a nice touch, just having that very gentle slide and release instead of clinging onto it, trying to emphasize the beauty of the note. No! Just no! Very clean cutoff, but it doesn't feel jagged. It just is a very good release.
No, I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass,
I love everybody's energy in this scene right here. The clarinetist just... the trombonist as well, just putting his attention on the lead vocalist. The other double bassist just kind of leaning his way into the shot a little bit, but also providing that energy. Even same thing with the pianist, but especially the lead vocal ladies. Really great to have that kind of energy there.
Bass, about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, about that bass.
Yeah,
oh, I love the way she just, even before she gets to the microphone. Yeah, just starting with a closed vowel and opening it up a little bit with a nice, consistent vibrato. It's very telling of the charisma she has in her style and stage presence. Just being able to appear just as something a little bit more intimate, but then just grow into this powerful stage presence. That just adds so much more intrigue into her stage character. Really great stuff.
I'm all about that bass, about that bass.
yeah, it's pretty clear. I ain't no size two, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. 'Cause I got that boom boom, that
So I love how he just has this really gentle swag walk just as he bounces while Haley comes up and does her main vocal line. And he's just sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor and just vibing with the piece, and I dig it. Even though he's not really performing, he's still on stage and therefore is performing. Just not with an instrument, but his energy is still contributing to the stage presence. Barely, but it is.
shake it like I'm supposed to do. 'Cause I got that boom boom, that all the boys are chasing all the right jump.
Oh my gosh, her line is crazy. It's just so smooth and legato. It flows so perfectly, dude. I want to listen to that again.
But I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. 'Cause I got that boom boom, that all the boys are chasing all the right junk in all the right places.
Her dynamic control is remarkable. Not only does the phrase flow so well with her vowel modulations and the way that her consonants aren't very crisp, but they're very loose, which allows a lot more flexibility to flow into the next word or the next line. And on top of that, you have this dynamic control, which allows even greater dynamic in the cadence itself. And what I mean by that is not only is she modulating the vowels and consonants to flow, but because of her dynamic control, the phrase itself has even more flexibility, very reminiscent of how she began, where it was where you started small and grew into something, and just that note alone added so much charisma and charm to her stage presence. Having this dynamic control essentially provides the same thing throughout the entirety of her vocal line, which is flexibility in the notes, flexibility in the vowel shapes and the consonants, and in the volume. Saying, this is where I'm going to rein it in a little bit. This is where I'm going to let it not explode, but this is where I'm going to add a little bit more dynamic contrast just to keep that texture alive and constantly in motion. And on top of that, just again, the other two leading vocal ladies just contributing, even though they're not singing, just their energy. You're just getting it from every angle of the screen, and it's just so great.
As I chasing all the right junk in all the right places.
Yeah. It's just so light, but because it's really in her chest voice there, you just feel that warmth. It's such a great touch.
All the right junk in all the right places. I see those magazines.
Zines. Yeah. And it's not magazine. Z. Just rounding that E a little bit. Not all the way to but just rounding it a little bit more, and then stretching it with the volume and adding a little bit more spin to it, adding a little bit of a stronger vibrato. Z. Yeah, love it, dude. Really great choice there.
In all the right places. I see those magazines.
Yeah.
Photoshop, you know that stuff.
Yeah, Photoshop. And the P is there, but it's so soft because P is a very strong ending consonant. Photoshop. But she just uses that P more as like a soft B, just to flow into the next line. And that's also a really good choice, where you understand the words she's saying based off of the context and just reading her lips, and ultimately you can understand what it is that she's saying, which allows you as an audience member to take in that context and allows her as the leading vocalist to play around with a little of the consonants to create a more flow-like structure and not lose the world that they're building, which is really, really great. You don't want to be taken out of the world. You want to constantly keep being guided through this really seductive, charming, but yet whimsical type of atmosphere. I love it.
Hey, real, come on and make it stop. If you got beauty, then raise them up, cause every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. My mama.
Yeah, she didn't even have the P there on top. From the bottom to the top. And again, we can understand what she's saying based off of the context, but she's taking so much liberty in the flexibility of her words, of her consonants and vowels, that we can tell that she's placing a priority on the style, which I think is also absolutely correct. So good on Haley for that.
Every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. My mama, she told me don't worry about your side.
Yeah, and I love the grit she has right starting into the next cadence. It's really cool.
She told me don't worry about
Da! Having that open ah on don't. It feels a little weird if we were to speak, yeah, don't worry about it. But in the context, it works really, really well. And also, if you guys caught on to that quick breath she did right in the middle of the cadence, that was a really good choice there too. And I'll explain why in a second after we hear it again.
to the dot. My mama, she told me don't worry about your side.
It doesn't have to be about, just bout is fine. And by taking away the first syllable of about, she gives herself some leeway to take that strong breath. And the more breath that a vocalist has, especially when engaging in a particular vocal style that requires a lot of breath support, the stronger you're going to not just be able to execute a particular phrase or a particular cadence, but on a subconscious level, you give yourself more confidence to be able to execute it without fear of not having enough breath to create a particular stylistic sound or have enough energy to complete a particular phrase. So having areas of quick breaths, especially if it flows very naturally in the music, that's really great and very well done.
Mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She said, boys, I got it to more booty.
I love this. Bum bum ba da da. Just really playing around with these intervals here and then just allowing it to go from that low register to a high register, but very seamless. Let's listen to that one more time.
Tell me don't worry about your size. Woo! She said, boys, I got it to more booty to hold the night.
Yeah.
You know I won't be no stick figure, silicone Barbie doll.
And she's just playing with these rhythms so just whimsically. And it doesn't have to be so perfectly on the beat, just as long as it's in the meter, just as long as it's keeping in time, in the tempo with the rest of the band. She has a little bit more leeway to mess around with the notes a little bit, just as long as she's beginning and ending her phrases in the beat, and just as long as she's beginning and ending her phrases in the time signature. So just the fact that she's playing around so much with her own style, where the band is just doing their own thing and they're all just coming together to create this very charming and whimsical sound. I really, really dig it.
I won't be no stick figure, silicone Barbie doll.
Woo!
So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Because you know I'm all about the bass, about the bass.
Oh, just that introduction to the harmony there was so clean. Let's listen to that one more time.
Because you know I'm all about the bass, no treble. I'm all about the bass, no treble. I'm all about the bass, no treble.
I love the fact that their vowels are the same here and they're just kind of gliding on the surface. It's just so well done. Especially because in this style, you have the leading vocalist has so much leeway in terms of vowel and consonant manipulation that if you're going to harmonize with someone, you need to work out all of those vowel and consonant manipulations and the way that you're going to flow with it so they can match you if you're going to harmonize with them. And they're doing such an excellent job here. Superb, ladies.
No treble. I'm all about the bass, no treble.
Yeah.
I'm all about the bass, I'm bringing booty back.
What a great belt.
About the bass. I'm bringing booty back. Go ahead and tell those skinny ladies that.
Oh, yeah, just that. Just so in the bridge of the nose, so direct and forward, and just allowing it to taper away in this very gentle but very forward, gritty vocal fry. Yeah, dude. It's so sassy, has so much flair. I love it.
Go ahead and tell those skinny ladies that.
Yeah!
I'm just playing. I know you think you're fat.
Something I love about that is just having a spoken line but still in the meter, adds so much more character and life to the piece because you're not exiting the world by any means, and now you're connecting even further to the leading vocal lady on stage because everything is centered around the music in and of itself. So it's really great to connect with the artist on that level. But also, when there's just speaking, that feels much more like a regular conversation between you and the artist on stage. And even though you're not the one communicating, you're just listening, just having that spoken dialogue there, it's just for a moment, but just for that moment, instead of seeing yourself as an audience member being guided through this beautiful world by the artist, it's like she turns around just to communicate with you as a human being. And that's a really great feeling, just having that human connection with someone, not just sitting behind watching in amazement in the atmosphere, which again is a great feeling as an audience member, but just having that human connection just for that moment is really lovely.
Any ladies there? Nah, I'm just playing. I know you think you're fat, but I'm here to tell you every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top.
Her control on clean cutoffs is so well done. I love every cutoff she did in that phrase because it didn't feel like a very sharp, we are ending the line here, resuming. It very similar to Haley that I commented on already. She just has these very strong yet not domineering releases that just end and pick up on the next line so fluidly, and I love that so much. And on top of that, I love the energy of the double bassist here, just really leaning into it, having this facial expression that just oozes direct energy. I love it.
I'm here to tell you every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Hey, my mama.
Hey, yeah, just love that. Pick up on the energy on that hey.
Every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Hey, my mama, she told me don't worry about the size. She said,
size. Just having that Z, almost J quality in the Z. It adds a little extra oomph into the note, and it just fits the style so well. Audibly, it feels a little risque.
bottom to the top. Hey, my mama, she told me don't worry about the size. She said, boys like a little more booty to hold at night.
Woo!
And I won't be no stick figure silicone Barbie doll.
I love the way that she's playing with her notes right here, similar to Haley.
Be no stick figure silicone Barbie doll.
Yeah. And her vibrato is so nice too, dude.
Your silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Because you know I'm
I love this so much. There's so much energy, not just from the two bassists, but from the clarinetist and the leading vocal ladies, and they're all just focusing their attention right here on these two players, and that's where your focus should be directed, on this really wonderful playing of their instrument. It's wonderful to observe and to be a part of. And just the fact that they switched, they didn't need to, but they did, just to show their contrast, just to show their skill, and add a little bit more movement, add a little bit more charm and whimsy to the piece. I really love it. And the piano playing is lovely too.
You see my mama, she told me don't worry about your size.
I love this too, because her movement is so much more grand than the other two. Even though the other two's movement were very open and broad as well, she just has so much more high energy, where the others were a little bit more seductive energy. And also, with the other two, with Morgan and Haley, they were very controlled in their vowels and consonants, where there were very clean releases and a stylistic wave-like motion. But here, it's so much more legato and grand, and the line flows so much more. Instead of having these releases and pickups, it's just flowing so much.
She told me don't worry about your size.
Woo!
Boys like a little more booty to hold at night.
Yeah!
You know I won't be no stick figure.
Ah, just these harmonies are so good.
You know I won't be no stick figure, silicone Barbie doll.
Oh, it's so
So
good.
if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass,
Beautiful harmonies here. I love this.
bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass, I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass,
I love these poses. Add so much dynamic movement on the stage with their stage presence. It's really nice.
the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass, no trouble. I'm all about the bass,
And just that little send-off. Love it. Love it so much. What an amazing interpretation of the piece. They added so much life, so much movement, so much charisma, seduction, just all of it just coming together. And that's not just coming from the lead vocal ladies, it's coming from the entirety of the band. So honestly, kudos to them. It was really well done and I absolutely loved it. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If y'all liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments below. I do read all of the comments, even if I may not heart or reply to all of them, so please just know that your comments do not go unnoticed, and I do take them into further consideration as I make future videos. My Patreon is actually almost done. I just need to finish making the final pieces of content and upload them, and I'm really excited to share that with you when it finally launches. I will provide updates for you guys when it actually does launch. My live streams are Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so if y'all want to stop by and say hey or ask me any questions about myself or the channel, you're more than welcome to do so. I also leave all of the live streams up on YouTube, so feel free to check those out at your leisure. I can't even begin to describe how grateful I am having all of you here watching these videos, and I'm so deeply appreciative. Thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to see all of you in the next video. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.